Most of the tri-states still under a slight risk for severe weather for tomorrow night. We're watching out for things like wind, hail, tornadoes, lightning, flooding. Everything is on the table for that first alert weather day. Good Wednesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. We are tracking record heat today, near record heat, but tomorrow seems to be the main weather story. The potential for some strong to severe storms, which, I mean, while we are tracking the return of rain in and of itself, like you're gonna see the rain, that'll be impactful. It's just that the arrival time of these showers and storms gonna kind of favor the evening after some daytime heating back in the 60s. Well, there is enough storm fuel, enough instability for these guys to be strong to severe. So a slight risk for us here in Cincinnati, west of Cincinnati, and we have a marginal risk out east towards eastern Highland, Brown, all of Adams, Mason, and Robertson counties right now. Let's unpack what this means for us here in a second, because we do want to stress the importance of having several ways to receive alerts. This is more of a scattered severe threat. We're not seeing a widespread outbreak with this, but I know storms this time of year can catch a lot of people off guard, and anytime we see a big, strong cold front coming on through, we just want to make sure that we have our storm readiness skills kind of up to speed. So a slight risk, and our main concern is going to be the wind threat, the flood risk, and now the tornado risk has gone up a little bit. We'll unpack it here in a second. And that time frame is from 4 p.m. Thursday through 4 a.m. Friday. So it's a nice wide time frame, and that's because this isn't going to be a line of these showers and storms pulling on through like it normally is. It's going to be some scattered showers and thunderstorms starting lifting south and west, and then we're going to start to see a line try to come on through. And we'll unpack it here in a second. Let's kind of dive into the slight risk a little bit more. The tornado risk, I know that's top of mind for a lot of people. We're mainly seeing this threat west of Cincinnati. Kind of looks like an avocado, the threat does. This brown shade that you see here, that's a 5% chance that a tornado warning will be issued within a certain amount of distance in that little spot. And you'll notice that part of the tri-state is underneath that 5%. The west side of Hamilton County, most of Butler County, Boone County, all of our southeastern Indiana counties. And so our greatest risk for a spin-up tornado, nothing long track, nothing too concerning, but a brief spin-up tornado, that's going to be west of Cincinnati. Still possible. We still have a 2% chance east of Cincy. It's just more likely to see that west. Now the wind threat expands a little bit farther east, and it's a little bit more concerning. 15% chance of a severe thunderstorm warning being issued because of the winds, and that's if you are in the yellow, which most of us are. So, and most of south central Indiana, I think south central Indiana really is going to get the worst of the storm, southwestern Indiana as well, and we're going to get what's left over from that. And we can tell that that's what's going to happen because we're on the eastern side of all of these threats, and as these storms move from west to east, they are going to weaken. So again, the wind threat here, 15% chance of a severe thunderstorm warning being issued within this spot. So just be mindful of that. And then here's the hail risk for tomorrow. Not as concerning as, say, the wind threat for sure, but still noticing some pea-sized hail. Can't be ruled out with any thunderstorms, just with such different temperatures throughout the levels of the atmosphere. And again, northwest of Cincinnati seems to be where we have the greatest concern for the hail. So that's why we're saying, hey, those north and west of Cincinnati, we're eyeing a greater threat for severe weather for you guys, whereas here in Cincinnati, areas east, we'll kind of see the tail end of all that action. You'll see here on your weather timeline what we're talking about. We'll skip past today for now. We'll come back to it. But Thursday starts dry. Here's this very small chance of a thunderstorm just kind of ahead of the main stuff. I mean, it's mainly going to be east of Cincinnati. Here's when the severe concern starts to come into play. Notice it starts northwest of Cincinnati. This is our higher resolution model. It does a great job of the timing and the placement of these storms. And this is going to be right around dinner time. So notice pretty intense colors coming on here, some hail cores, some stronger winds, lightning and heavy rain. And yeah, a brief spin up tornado is not out of the question with what you see right here. Here's the image at 9. Here's it at 11. Notice how we had scattered thunderstorms up until this point. And then here's the little line that I'm tracking. That also has a good chance of producing maybe a brief spin up tornado as well. Now the scattered thunderstorms ahead of this main line is going to work to zap the energy from the atmosphere, kind of combat the strength of this main line. And that's good. It's just that there might be enough energy left over for this main line of showers and storms to really work with. And again, these are nocturnal. That's why you want to have several ways to receive alerts. Your phone, a weather radio, that First Alert weather app, you'll get all of those alerts sent straight to your phone. Getting you through this, notice the line is weakening as it crosses into the tri-state. Here's midnight, 2 o'clock, the line is still there, and then by about 4 o'clock in the morning, the storms will come to a complete stop. So that is why our time frame for tomorrow's First Alert weather day and severe potential is so long, because not only do we have that main line heading overnight into Friday, but we have this scattered stuff ahead of it, which again, we're mainly seeing that start west of Cincinnati around 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Here in Cincinnati, you might have to wait until later on in the evening. Again, most of the early concern for severe weather is going to be north and west of Cincinnati, and of course, because we're coming off highs in the middle 60s tomorrow, that's when they're going to be at their strongest too. And that's why Fayette, Union, Franklin, Ripley, Dearborn, even Butler counties, you guys want to stay weather aware a lot earlier than the rest of us, and then that main line will try to come on through overnight into Friday. Okay, let's see if we have any questions coming on in. We're going to go ahead and pull this back up. I bet you we do. Alex is asking about Middletown, Ohio. So yeah, Middletown amongst much of northern Butler, northern Warren counties as well. You'll want to stay weather aware. You're under a slight risk. Main concerns here, wind and a brief spin-up tornado. Yeah. Dorothy's tuning in. What about Greenfield, Highland County? You're kind of on the outskirts of this severe threat. I mean, Greenfield is on the very eastern side, and so I'm not too concerned. You're going to get the active weather. It's just going to be weakening as it approaches you, if not totally weakened. So I'm not tracking too concerning of weather for Highland County in general, but you're still under this risk. Still want to pay attention to this forecast pretty decently. Okay, no other questions coming on in right now. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Let's talk about the now, because we're talking so much about tomorrow, we can't forget about today, in which it does kind of look like it's about to start raining at any point in time. It kind of feels like it too. It's very humid outside. Humidity is at 72. It's 62 degrees outside. These winds from the south really pulling on in the warmer temperatures and that moisture. And while we are tracking a couple of those spotty showers right now around the tri-state, I'll show you the radar here in a second, most of us have remained pretty dry, at least over the last few hours. Stepping into your regional outlook, 60s. Feels really good outside. Your high today here in Cincinnati is going to be pretty warm. We're tracking a high of 68 degrees, so CVG is the official Cincinnati reading, and that is already at 60. And as we see a little bit more sun towards the afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if we tied it, maybe broke that record. We're still hanging on to some cloud cover east of Cincinnati, so 59 out in West Union and Hillsborough, 56 in Wilmington. And your high today here in Cincinnati is 68. The winds, definitely noticeable. These winds are gusting up to about 30, 35 miles an hour. And then we're going to rival that record, which currently stands at 68, set back in 1948. And not to mention, we are mild, very warm for this time of year. The average is 44. So again, record-breaking potential. We could tie it, we could break it, we could do neither of those, but it's warm, and this is just our fun way of showing you guys. So the current record is 68. We're going to tie it if that forecast verifies, and the winds gusting past 25 miles per hour are really what's going to help us get there. If you have evening plans today and you're concerned about the rain, I'm not too concerned about the rain at all. Most of the showers that we've been tracking throughout the morning are just mainly going to be in the morning. We're not tracking much activity towards the afternoon, and definitely not overnight into your Thursday. We are watching out for another foggy start to the day. All this moisture that we seemingly are gathering today, and the clouds kind of keep it all in. It's just going to be making for another soupy start to the day. I'll show you the visibility here in a second. But the evening plans, they're looking a lot drier than, say, what we are tracking outside right now, which let's take a look at your visible satellite image, or your blend, if you will, and a little bit of that rain, which again, we're seeing a little bit more sun trying to come on in. The afternoon today looking a lot better than the beginning of the day, and that's why we're still forecasting a high of 68 degrees, because the sun is going to help us get there. We have a little bit of showers south and east of Cincinnati. They are on their way out of the tri-state, and we are opening up the skies pretty decently to some sun, some clearing, which will make for that foggy overnight into your Thursday, which Thursday, first alert weather day from beginning to end, mainly because of the storms, but also because of this. I mean, look at the visibility. We can expect, if you remember Monday, a very dense, foggy start to your work week across the entire tri-state. You'd expect more of the same for your Thursday. It'll burn off with the heat of the day, and then the weather story becomes the severe threat. Now, behind all this, behind the severe threat for Thursday afternoon and evening, we are tracking the return to normal, so we have a very short-lived visit to spring today and tomorrow, back into the middle 60s. And then Friday, rain is going to exit. We're going to see some sun, but those temperatures are really going to start to fall in the middle 50s, dropping into the 20s overnight into Saturday. And that final, oh no, it's not the final weekend. Is it the final weekend? No, it's not. Okay, I was like, it's the final full weekend of February. This weekend, which is kind of crazy, but it's going to feel more true to February with highs in the middle 40s and overnight lows in the 20s. And we're not tracking much in the way of active weather at all, but we do have a chance for a little bit of lake effect snow. No accumulation expected with this, but flurries, just to remind you that winter is still here. It looks like it's eyeing Sunday. We've been tracking this potential since the weekend, so anytime there's a nice breeze from the northwest, you're more than likely going to catch a flurry or two, especially if you're north of Cincinnati. And that's just the nature of lake effect. You'll see it here on your weather timeline, what it looks like. Again, it's not impressive. I wouldn't be concerned about accumulating snow. It's mainly just going to be a reminder that winter's here. So Sunday, watch out for those flakes north of Cincinnati. Same thing with Monday. And then we're starting to roll into another spring-like stretch of weather. I know, weather whiplash is here. Okay, between your rain for what's left of today, which is very little, and Thursday, most of us can expect at least half of an inch. Thunderstorms will create more than an inch in spots, but overall, this combined with the snow melt, maybe a little bit of a localized flooding risk for this time of year. It's very normal to see that. Now we're counting down the days till spring. I mean, we're feeling like it, but actual spring doesn't start until 30 days from today. That's going to be on March 21st. St. Patrick's Day, 27 days from today, and reminder that daylight saving time will begin a little less than 3 weeks from now. Okay, so temperatures today are going to be the warmest out of the next 10. That's not to say we're not going to be warm again. It's just not going to be record-breakingly warm. So 68 your forecast high today. Tomorrow 66. Then we have those showers and storms pulling on through. And then we start to feel a little bit more normal for February with highs in the middle 40s, maybe the middle 30s. That's going to be cold enough for the snow to be falling on Sunday. Little to no accumulation with that. Pretty low impact. I'd say the cold is going to be the biggest impact with Sunday, and stepping into early next week too. Mostly sunny skies. Temperature is just a bit below normal, but then they do start to rise a little bit as the southerly wind kicks back into the tri-state. We'll see highs return back into the low 50s 1 week from today, and it brings those overnight lows above freezing as well. So I'm not tracking any big snow while we are returning to winter. We're not turning back to wintry weather. Maybe a little bit of snow on Sunday, but nothing big, nothing that's going to throw a wrench in your plans. And that's, I'm sure, some really good news for some folks out there. Here's your first alert extended forecast. Today is Ash Wednesday, 68 degrees, very windy outside. The winds are gusting up to 35 miles an hour, providing us these warm temperatures, which in return, providing some storm fuel for tomorrow's severe threat, which are mainly eyeing the afternoon into the evening hours. And that time frame from 4 o'clock in the afternoon Thursday through 4 a.m. Friday morning. Temps in the middle 60s. Now Friday, rain's going to exit pretty early. It'll be a little wet outside for the morning commute on Friday, but nothing, no ice. Temperatures are not going to have been cold enough yet. Middle 50s that afternoon. Now Saturday morning, that's when temperatures do drop below freezing, so anything wet will freeze again. 45. Partly cloudy for the FC Cincinnati home opener that afternoon. And Sunday, that's when we have snow returning to the forecast. Little to no accumulation with that. Lake enhanced snow, whatever's left over of it. I'm not too concerned about it, But if we get a little band of snow, you could see a little bit of accumulation. We'll let you know if that happens. Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday of next week, we do see temperatures start to climb once again from the middle 30s to the low 50s for the next home FC Cincinnati match, which is 1 week from today. Okay, let's see if we have any questions coming on in. A lot of questions. This is good. Happy to help Alex and Dorothy. Greenfield, Ohio. Jeff is asking about Greenfield. I believe I already talked about Greenfield out in Highland County. You're on the lesser side of the severe threat, but you're still in the severe threat, so still have ways to receive warnings. The wind threat for you guys will probably still be there. I'm not too concerned about the tornado threat for those east of Cincinnati, and of course, rain and lightning with any storms. Donna's tuning in from Brown County. Brown County, I mean, you guys are also on the eastern side of this threat, and while you want to stay weather aware, I'm not too concerned for tornadoes as I am for, say, those north and west of Cincinnati. So Brown County, not in the clear, but on the lesser side of the threat. Thank you, Bonnie, for tuning on in. Brenda's asking how is it going to be in Batavia, Ohio tomorrow. So all of Claremont County is underneath that slight risk. Same thing with Jake. He's tuning in from Loveland. That's northern Claremont County. All of Claremont County underneath this slight risk. And while you're on the eastern side of Cincinnati, you are closer to the marginal risk too. And so what this is telling me and what I'm seeing in the data is while these storms are still going to be packing a punch as they enter the tri-state, they're going to start to weaken too. They might still be at severe limits. It's just they won't get stronger as they approach Claremont County. That's the good news. But strong winds, a brief spin-up tornado with that line pulling on through can't be ruled out. But again, that tornado threat is mainly west of Cincinnati. I would still watch this if you're in Claremont County, but mainly a wind threat for you guys. Okay, no other questions coming on in. The time now is 12:17. We're going to be taking a look even deeper into the data for you guys and have that latest information for tomorrow's storm threat and an update on if we broke a record today. We'll have that this afternoon on Fox 19 at 3 o'clock. But for now, signing off here in Queens Gate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.